Expansion joints are structural elements designed to accommodate thermal expansion and contraction of a building structure. They allow the structure to move without causing damage to other components. In electrical installations, expansion fittings are used to relieve stresses caused by thermal expansion and contraction of conduit. They allow the conduit to move without causing damage to the conductors or fittings. The National Electrical Code does not specifically require expansion fittings in electrical metallic tubing, or EMT, mounted to purlin. However, it does require the installation of expansion fittings in EMT when firstly, the conduit is installed in a location where it is subject to thermal expansion or contraction that could damage the conduit or conductors, and secondly, the conduit run exceeds 90 feet between expansion fittings. The 90-foot rule is not explicitly stated in the National Electrical Code. However, it is a common industry practice to install expansion fittings in EMT at intervals of 90 feet or less. This is based on the assumption that the average temperature change in buildings is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and EMT has a coefficient of thermal expansion of 0.65 inches per inch per degree Fahrenheit. While the National Electrical Code does not specifically require expansion fittings in EMT mounted to purlin, it is generally recommended to install them at intervals of 90 feet or less to prevent damage due to thermal expansion and contraction. If the structure has expansion joints, the need for expansion fittings in the EMT may be reduced, but it is still recommended to consult with a qualified electrician to determine the specific requirements for a given project. The purpose of expansion fittings in electrical conduit systems is to accommodate the changes in length caused by temperature variations. These fittings are crucial because conduit, especially metallic conduit like EMT, expands when heated and contracts when cooled. Without expansion fittings, these changes in length can create significant stress on the conduit, its supports, and the connected electrical equipment. This stress can lead to several problems. Firstly, the conduit itself can buckle or break, compromising the physical protection it provides to the electrical conductors inside. Secondly, the connections at the ends of the conduit runs, such as couplings and connectors, can loosen or fail, leading to electrical faults. Thirdly, the stress can be transmitted to the equipment to which the conduit is connected, potentially damaging sensitive components. Expansion fittings work by providing a section of the conduit run that can move axially, absorbing the expansion and contraction. They typically consist of a sliding mechanism that allows the conduit to lengthen or shorten without putting stress on the rest of the system. The amount of movement that an expansion fitting can accommodate is specified by the manufacturer and depends on the design of the fitting. There are several factors to consider when determining whether expansion fittings are required in an EMT installation. One key factor is the length of the conduit run. Longer runs of conduit will experience greater changes in length due to temperature variations, making expansion fittings more necessary. Another factor is the temperature range to which the conduit will be exposed. In locations with extreme temperature swings, expansion fittings are essential. The material of the conduit also plays a role. Different materials have different coefficients of thermal expansion, meaning they expand and contract at different rates for the same temperature change. EMT has a specific coefficient of thermal expansion, and this value is used to calculate the amount of expansion and contraction that can be expected in a given length of conduit. The way the conduit is supported is also important. If the conduit is rigidly supported, it will be less able to move freely and absorb expansion and contraction. In these cases, expansion fittings are more critical. The National Electrical Code provides guidelines on when expansion fittings are required. While it doesn't always specify exact distances, it does state that expansion fittings must be installed in conduit runs where thermal expansion and contraction could damage the conduit conductors or connected equipment. In addition to the National Electrical Code, local building codes and engineering standards may also provide guidance on the use of expansion fittings. It is always a good practice to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector to determine the specific requirements for a particular installation. The 90-foot rule, while not explicitly stated in the National Electrical Code, is a widely accepted industry practice. This rule is based on the understanding that, for typical temperature variations, a 90-foot run of EMT will expand or contract by an amount that can be safely accommodated by the inherent flexibility of the conduit system without causing undue stress. However, this rule is not a substitute for careful engineering judgment. In situations where temperature variations are extreme or the conduit is rigidly supported, expansion fittings may be required even for runs shorter than 90 feet. Conversely, in stable environments with minimal temperature changes, expansion fittings may not be necessary for runs longer than 90 feet. When selecting expansion fittings, it is important to choose fittings that are compatible with the type and size of conduit being used. The fittings must also be rated for the environmental conditions in which they will be installed. For example, in corrosive environments, fittings made of corrosion-resistant materials should be used. The installation of expansion fittings must be done carefully to ensure that they function properly. The fittings should be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions, and the conduit should be properly aligned and supported to allow for free movement. After installation, expansion fittings should be inspected periodically to ensure that they are still functioning correctly and that there are no signs of damage or wear. In summary, expansion fittings are an important component of electrical conduit systems, particularly in situations where temperature variations are significant. They protect the conduit, conductors, and connected equipment from damage caused by thermal expansion and contraction. While the National Electrical Code provides general guidelines on the use of expansion fittings, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector to determine the specific requirements for a given installation. The 90-foot rule is a useful guideline, but it should not be considered a substitute for careful engineering judgment. Proper selection, installation, and maintenance of expansion fittings are essential for ensuring the long-term reliability and safety of electrical systems. Considering the specifics of mounting EMT to purling, also known as purlins, which are horizontal structural members in a roof system, introduces additional factors to consider. When EMT is mounted directly to purlins, the thermal expansion and contraction of the roof structure itself can influence the need for expansion fitting. Roof structures are often exposed to significant temperature variations, especially in regions with hot summers and cold winters. These temperature changes cause the purlins to expand and contract, and this movement can be transmitted to the EMT that is attached to them. If the EMT is rigidly attached to the purlins over a long distance, the expansion and contraction of the purlins can create significant stress on the conduit, potentially leading to the same problems mentioned earlier, such as buckling, broken connections, and damage to connected equipment. In this situation, expansion fittings can help to isolate the EMT from the movement of the purlins, preventing stress from being transmitted to the conduit system. The decision of whether to use expansion fittings in this scenario depends on several factors, including the length of the EMT run, the temperature range to which the roof structure will be exposed, the method of attachment of the EMT to the purlins, and the presence of expansion joints in the roof structure itself. If the roof structure has expansion joints, these joints are designed to accommodate the thermal movement of the roof. In this case, the need for expansion fittings in the EMT may be reduced, as the expansion joints in the roof will absorb some of the movement. However, it is still important to consider the length of the EMT run and the temperature range to which the roof will be exposed. Even with expansion joints in the roof, long runs of EMT in areas with extreme temperature variations may still require expansion fittings. The method of attachment of the EMT to the purlins is also a critical consideration. If the EMT is rigidly attached to the purlins with clamps or straps, it will be more susceptible to stress from the movement of the roof. In this case, expansion fittings are more likely to be needed. On the other hand, if the EMT is attached to purlins with flexible supports or hangers, it will be better able to accommodate the movement of the roof without experiencing excessive stress. In this case, expansion fittings may not be necessary. The National Electrical Code does not provide specific guidance on the use of expansion fittings in EMT mounted to purlins. However, the general principle of installing expansion fittings where thermal expansion and contraction could damage the conduit or connected equipment still applies. It is up to the qualified electrical engineer or inspector to assess the specific conditions of the installation and determine whether expansion fittings are required. In summary, when EMT is mounted to purlins, the thermal expansion and contraction of the roof structure must be considered. Expansion fittings may be needed to isolate the EMT from the movement of the purlins and prevent stress on the conduit system. The decision of whether to use expansion fittings depends on the length of the EMT run, the temperature range to which the roof will be exposed, the method of attachment of the EMT to the purlins, and the presence of expansion joints in the roof structure. Consulting with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector is essential to ensure that the installation complies with the National Electrical Code and other applicable codes and standards. They will be able to assess the specific conditions of the installation and provide recommendations on the appropriate use of expansion fittings. To further elaborate on the practical application of these principles, let's consider a hypothetical scenario. Imagine a large warehouse building with a metal roof supported by steel purlins. The EMT is run along the underside of the purlins to provide power to the lighting fixtures and other electrical equipment. The warehouse is located in a region with significant temperature variations ranging from below freezing in the winter to over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. In this scenario, the metal roof and steel purlins will experience significant thermal expansion and contraction throughout the year. If the EMT is rigidly attached to the purlins over a long distance, the movement of the roof can exert considerable force on the conduit system. To prevent damage, it is likely that expansion fittings will be required in this installation. The specific spacing of the expansion fittings will depend on the length of the EMT runs and the expected temperature range. As a general guideline, the 90-foot rule can be used as a starting point, but the actual spacing may need to be adjusted based on the specific conditions. In areas where the temperature variations are more extreme, the expansion fittings may need to be spaced closer together. In addition to expansion fittings, it is also important to consider the method of attachment of the EMT to the purlins. Using flexible supports or hangers can help to isolate the EMT from the movement of the roof and reduce the stress on the conduit system. These supports allow the EMT to move slightly without transmitting the full force of the roof's expansion and contraction. Another important consideration is the type of fittings used to connect the EMT. Standard rigid couplings and connectors may not be suitable for this type of installation, as they can become loose or damaged due to the movement of the conduit. Instead, it may be necessary to use flexible connectors or expansion couplings that are designed to accommodate movement. These fittings allow the conduit to move without putting stress on the connections. Furthermore, the choice of EMT material itself can influence the need for expansion fittings. While EMT is a common and cost-effective choice for many electrical installations, it may not be the best option in situations where significant thermal expansion and contraction are expected. Other types of conduit, such as rigid metal conduit, or RMC, or intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, have different coefficients of thermal expansion and may be more suitable for these applications. RMC and IMC are typically more robust than EMT and can better withstand the stresses caused by thermal movement. In some cases, it may even be necessary to use non-metallic conduit such as PVC conduit, which has a significantly higher coefficient of thermal expansion than metal conduit. However, PVC conduit also has its own limitations, such as low strength and resistance to high temperatures, so it is important to carefully consider the specific requirements of the installation before choosing a conduit material. The National Electrical Code provides detailed information on the different types of conduits and their applications. It also includes tables that list the coefficients of thermal expansion for various materials, which can be used to calculate the expected movement of conduit runs. These calculations can help to determine the appropriate spacing of expansion fittings. In addition to considering the thermal expansion and contraction of the conduit system, it is also important to consider the potential for corrosion. Metal conduit can corrode over time, especially in damp or corrosive environments. Corrosion can weaken the conduit and reduce its ability to withstand stress from thermal movement. To prevent corrosion, it may be necessary to use corrosion-resistant conduit materials or to apply a protective coating to the conduit. The National Electrical Code also provides guidance on the protection of conduit from corrosion. In summary, when installing EMT or other types of conduit in environments with significant temperature variations, it is essential to carefully consider the potential for thermal expansion and contraction. Expansion fittings, flexible supports, and appropriate conduit materials can help to prevent damage to the conduit system and ensure the long-term reliability of the electrical installation. Consulting with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector is crucial to ensure that the installation complies with the National Electrical Code and other applicable codes and standards. They will be able to assess the specific conditions of the installation and provide recommendations on the appropriate use of expansion fittings and other protective measures.